Hey guys. So I was kind of undecided what I was going to do the video about today, and I looked at a whole bunch of things online and I was like, nah, that doesn't look interesting. So I decided to just go ahead and get ready, and then hopefully I would get inspired and come up with something. So as I was getting ready, I was doing my makeup and I had the radio on in the background. And you know how when you're listening to some kind of radio show, they'll come on like every half hour and talk about the latest news. So that's what happened. All of a sudden I heard the newscaster say, Ebola vaccine will be ready by January. And my head spun around. I was like, what? Ebola vaccine? January? What? So I hurried up and finished getting ready, ran to my computer and just typed in Ebola vaccine ready by January, and what came up was a quote from CBS News, and it said, World Health Organization official says Ebola vaccines could be ready for West Africa by January. And I was like, oh, West Africa, okay. And that got me thinking. Now, when I started doing news videos, I told you guys that it might be controversial at times, so here we go. We're gonna, I'm just gonna unload this on you, and it is pretty controversial, but there are a lot of other people in the country that feel the same way I do, so I'm not alone, and I don't think I'm too far out in saying this, but when I read that headline and I heard that headline, the first thing that went through my mind was, well, you know, it's a long ways till January. We still have November and December, and a lot could happen between now and then. And I thought, you know, what if we get some more cases of Ebola popping up? And you see where I'm going with this? I was wondering if, I'm trying to think of the most delicate way to say this, but you know what? There isn't a delicate way to say it, so I'm just going to say it. If new cases of Ebola start popping up here and they introduce this vaccine here as well, would you get it? I wouldn't. I don't even get the flu shot. And the reason for that is I don't completely trust what is in it. I think that it's very possible that there is more in that shot than just flu vaccine. Sorry, but I'm sure that there's a lot of healthcare workers out there now going, oh no, not this. But yes, I'm sorry, but I do not completely trust that what is in that is just what is supposed to be in it, or if what is supposed to be in it for every single batch. I don't have any children, so fortunately I have never been in the position of having to make the decision about all those shots that kids have to get now. And when I was a kid, I got shots to start school, and it was different back then than it is now. It's much more aggressive now. It seems to me that from what I have seen, that kids have to have more shots now and at a much younger age. It used to be just to get kids ready to start school because they were going to be with a bunch of other kids, and then if one kid got sick, they didn't want all the kids to get sick. But now it doesn't seem to make any difference whether kids are going to be starting school or not. They are getting shots at a younger and younger age, and to me there's something very scary about vaccinating a very young child with tons and tons of stuff when they are at such a young age. I mean, it seems dangerous to me. And it seems to me that a lot of the people that I used to work with, that such a high percentage of children had some sort of developmental disability, anything from dyslexia to autism and everything in between, okay? It seems to me like this has gotten to be very commonplace. When I was young, there weren't that many people whose children had all the things that seem to be very common now. Like I said, everything from dyslexia to autism and everything in between. I mean, ADHD, all this stuff, okay? It's, to me, perfectly normal for children to go through a series of different types of behavior, and I almost get the feeling that the school system doesn't even want to have to deal with any kind of a child acting out in any way or basically just being a kid. I think it's perfectly normal for kids to act up now and then, and because they don't know how to control them or don't want to, a lot of times they put kids on medications now, and it's getting to be very commonplace for a lot of kids to be put on things like Ritalin and other medications like that in order to try to control them to be calm and pay attention in class and not misbehave. And I think the reason why they've resorted to this is because years ago, when kids went to Catholic school, now I'm going way back, I'm old people, I'm in my 50s, so the kids that I knew that went to Catholic school, if they didn't behave, they got hit. And I don't really think that that's the way to go. I think that you can absolutely control children by just regular discipline, and so I think that's a bit extreme. I went to public school and the teachers did not touch the students. They basically just, you know, gave them detention, or in an extreme case they would give them suspension or something like that. But usually if the teachers talked to the parents about what was going on, then it was up to the parents to decide what would be the best way to get the kids to behave. But I know that this has little or nothing to do with Ebola vaccines, but it's all connected in my mind because I really feel like the reason why so many children have so many different kinds of problems nowadays with ADHD, autism, dyslexia, all these kinds of things is because of the crap that they're putting in the shots that are required by law for kids to start school. And I know that's controversial for me to say that, but that's just the way I feel. And the way I look at it is, if they're putting all that crap in the shots and giving it to the kids, then why would a flu shot, or in this case an Ebola shot, be any different? I don't trust that what is supposed to be in there is going to do what it's supposed to do. Even if it was what it was supposed to be, I feel like the way someone might react to something isn't always going to be exactly the same. Just like with a drug, when you give a whole bunch of people a drug, some people are going to have allergic reactions, some people are going to have side effects. I myself am so extremely sensitive to everything that I can't take a lot of the things that most people can, because it doesn't react normally with my body chemistry. I'm not sure why that is. I think just some people are more sensitive to drugs than others, but I can't take a lot of just commonplace things that everyone takes. So if this Ebola shot is offered here, I'm definitely not going to take it, because if I don't take the flu shot, then why would I take the Ebola shot? But I'm hearing on, you know, some of the more controversial independent news sources that it could very well be that if Ebola spreads between now and then, that it might not be a voluntary thing, that they may tell everyone that they have to take this Ebola vaccine. And hopefully this is just controversial websites and media over dramatizing things, but if it's not, I don't know what I would do in a situation like that, because, well, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. But hopefully it won't come to that. And I know everything that I just said, that a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but this is just the way I feel. And I mean, I can come on here and tell you the news, but if I don't add anything to it, like my own opinion, then it's just me reporting the news. And to me, these videos would be completely pointless, because yes, it's good to come on and give information, but if I don't put my own spin on things, then there isn't really anything to make it any different than you turning on the news at 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock or going on your computer to see what's going on in the world. So let me know, how do you feel about all this? And I know some of what I've said with a lot of you probably hits very close to home. And I believe that everyone has the right to their own opinion, and I don't feel like we necessarily have to agree with each other about every single thing. And I think it's important to respect other people's opinions, whether they are different from your own or not, the same way I feel about religion. I think everybody feels differently on that subject, but we need to respect the fact that other people have strong beliefs in how they feel, and they're entitled to that. But just because somebody doesn't feel the same way you do about something doesn't mean that they're wrong. It's just they feel differently about things than you do. And I think at some point I would like to talk about religion too, believe it or not. Somebody had left a comment on, I think it was the first video I did when I said I was switching over to news, and they were like, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion. Why not? To me, those subjects are very interesting, and I like to hear different people's perspectives on things, so why not give mine? So yeah, we've tread into controversial territory now, and that's what they're saying anyway, that an Ebola vaccine could be ready by January. And so my question to you is, what are you going to do if they offer it to you? Are you going to get the vaccine? And how do you feel about everything that I just talked about with the flu vaccine and, you know, kids having a much higher rate of developmental type disabilities than they have had in the past? And do you think it has any connection to all the shots that they make you get to get your kids ready for school? And what do you think? So that's it. That's it for today, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.